In this short presentation, I'm going to describe what philosophy is and how it differs from other fields of study that you might be more familiar with. The word philosophy comes from two Greek words, philein and sophia. The first, philein, means love of, and sophia means wisdom. The key difference between philosophy and other fields of study comes from this first one, the love of. So we're going to explore a little bit about what loving wisdom might be versus studying it. Let's compare another field that you may be familiar with, anthropology. Anthropology also comes from two Greek words, anthropos and logos. Anthropos means something like human, and logos means something like science or study or an account of. So anthropology, the logos of the anthropos, is the study or science of humans. Another field that you may be familiar with, biology. Right? Bios, meaning life, and logos, again, study of, science of, account of. So biology is the logos of the bios, or the study of life. And a third example, psychology. Right? Psyche, meaning mind, or sometimes it's translated as soul, and logos, by now you should know this, study of, science of, account of. So psychology is the logos of the psyche, or the science of mind, or the science of the soul. The difference in the two roots, then, is what separates philosophy from these other fields. Having a love of something implies an appreciation for it, cultivating it to its excellence, a certain care for it, an orientation or relationship with that object, and a certain attitude about the object. An account of something is a description of its properties, measurement of its growth. There's a certain distance between yourself as the subject and the object. You have a focus or a focal point, maybe, as opposed to a general relationship. And instead of an attitude, we have a method, right? The scientific method. We can see also some of the difference in the other root, wisdom versus science, right? And yes, I'm oversimplifying a little bit here, but the people or the things that we think express wisdom generally ask why as opposed to how. Right? We think of craft, a way in which using something or knowing about it fits into our lives, as opposed to a technology, which is something that helps us do a task. There's a holism to wisdom. Everything fits into a whole, and science is fragmenting. I'm going to study this particular piece of humans, the mind or the brain. Wisdom is open to possibility, particularly the possibility we might be wrong, whereas science is open to discovery. It's out to figure something out. Wisdom is about demonstration, again, maybe how something fits into a general scheme of things, and science is about proof, proof of a certain idea or hypothesis. I'll end the discussion with a bit of a visual metaphor using this painting, The School of Athens by Raphael. This is important for two reasons. One, it shows us some famous intellectuals throughout Western history. So we have Plato here on the left, Aristotle here on the right, and Socrates down at the bottom. And there are other famous figures as well. You can see Galileo and Copernicus in there. I won't point them out because I forget exactly who they are. But it's important for another reason too, which is that when we look at a painting like this, we kind of get lost in the scene of it, of who these people are, the expressions that suggest what they are interested in, the power of their thought, and their role to one another. There may be art historians that are interested in the brushstrokes or the pigment used to paint this particular scene, but many of us fall into a sort of general appreciation for it. And that's what philosophy is interested in. We want to kind of absorb the scene or be absorbed by it rather than focus on was every little line straight, what's the distance between these stripes maybe on the arch, are all of these maze-like symbols evenly spaced as they would be in an actual arch and things of that nature. That would take a little bit of the joy and wonder out of it. It would be interesting to measure these things, and we could sort of awe or be in awe at the talent of Raphael for that reason. But the imagination is what generally captures us when we are looking at an important piece of art. And again, that sort of stance or orientation is the mark of philosophy.